Coming right up on USDS, a baseball game between the Boston Tiptons and the Seaford Warriors. Have fun at watching.
Hello everyone, USDS is proud to present another baseball presentation here on YouTube. Thanks to every with us, guys, and right away we now see the first pitcher on the mound, the Max. So the Boston Tiptons got some quality directly at the beginning of the game, and before we start the game, let's check the offensive lineup for the Seaford Warriors: Rennie Plosky, Kim Crawford, Robert Wasabi, Claire, Taylor, Jolie, Mika Rivera, Frank Bickle, and Joan Malone. And now it's time for the first pitch, and Rennie Plosky is the first batter in the box against Max. Here comes the delivery of the first pitch in this game, and she just missed the right bottom corner of a strike zone. It was close, but she has to set up his pitch a little bit higher, and yeah, that was and this time this was a well placed throw from her, and the first strike in this game. And it's a second strike of the game. One, two. And this time, Rennie Plosky has hit this spot, and the ground ball is on, but he didn't make it to the first base. He hasn't made it to the first base, sorry. And that's also the first out for the Seaford Warriors early in the first inning, and now we've had Kim Crawford in the batter's box against Max. Here comes the delivery, and another well-placed throw in the strike zone. 0-1. And now it's time for the 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. This time Crawford has hit the spot, and the ground ball was on. But she didn't make it to the first base either, so it's the second out for the Warriors. Now I've had Robert Wasabi in the batter's box. Strong build guy. If he hits the spot of Max, the ball could be fly very far. But the first throw for Max was a strike, so it's time for the 0-1 pitch, and Wasabi watches it go by. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and Robert Wasabi falls off the ball to the right. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and the hit goes to the right center field. Goes into the right deep center field, and the easy catch, but easy catch for the right fielder of the Boston Tiptons. So, and the first half of the first inning is over, and now it's the Boston Tiptons' turn on the bat. And now Joe Malone is the pitcher on the mound, and the first hit from the Boston Tiptons got directly into the glove of a center fielder from the Seaford Warriors. An offensive lineup for the Tiptons: Forgy, Skippy, Tailworm, Corey Morris, Mosby, Marcus Little, and Max. We've hit Skippy in the batter's box. Against Joan Malone. Here comes the delivery. And yeah, Skippy haven't even need to swing for that pitch. Because it was easy to see that the pitch gets not into the strike zone. As the pitch got not into the strike zone a few moments ago. Now here comes a 2-0 pitch. And that was the first strike in this game for Joan Malone. Well placed throw from her. 2-1. Now a 2-1 pitch is coming up right now. Here comes the delivery. And it was a good throw, but she just missed the right bottom corner of the strike zone. And for the guys that are new in baseball, the strike zone is the area between the elbow and the knee joint of the batter. And that was also a very placed throw, but this time into the right upper corner. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And ground ball is on. Let's see how far he can get. And he didn't even reach the first base, so he's out. Now I've had another bat in the batter's box against Joan Malone. Here comes the delivery. Well placed throw again from Joan Malone, but to the defense of Bob, this was a tough one to hit for him. And now it's time for the 0-1 pitch. Fly ball is on, but easy catch for the right field of the Seaford Warriors, and it's the third out for the Boston Tiptons in this inning, and that means it is also the end of the first inning, and now we're directly heading off to the second inning right now. And Claire is the first one in the batter's box against Max. Here comes the delivery. And yeah, I must say Max is a very good pitcher, by the way. Let's see if whether Claire is able to hit the spot of a throw. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And another strike from Max. Oh, 2, one more strike, and Claire will be out. That's not the case right now. Her pitch went a little bit too low. She has to put her throw a little bit higher in order to get into the strike zone. This time Claire hits the spot. Fly ball is swung is on, and the ground and the fly ball. But easy catch for the right fielder of the Boston Tiptons. Now for Taylor in the batter's box. She will try it right now against Max. And here comes the delivery from Max. And Taylor wasn't able to assess the throw of Max. And that is the second strike of her in a row against her. Oh, 2, one more strike, and Taylor will be out. And that's the first strikeout for Max in this game. 3 strikes in a row. And that was, I can't say it often enough, very well placed pitches from her. No chance for Taylor. And now Jolie will try against her. Here comes the delivery and yeah. And Jolie has watched it go by. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung is on and a fly ball, but her hit gets directly into the glove of a shortstop, so that's a was a third out for the Seaford Warriors in the second inning, and they are now on the bat. And Joe Malone has made the first strike against the batter, and that's the second strike in a row. One more strike and the batter will be out. Yeah. And this two-seam fastball went too low, and in other words, he missed the right bottom corner of a strike zone. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Good movement on the two-seam fastball, but she has to put her pitch a little bit lower in order to get into the strike zone. And this time the batter hits the spot and the fly ball is on, but easy catch for the center fielder of the Seaford Warriors. Now I've had Kirby Morris in the batter's box. A strong built guy. If he hits, I'm completely sure if he hits the spot of Joan Malone like that, but he falls off the ball to the left. This time he hits the spot. Fly ball is on, but easy catch for the center fielder of the Seaford Warriors, so he's out. Yeah, that's what I want to say was, if Kirby Morris hits the spot of the pitches from Joe Malone, the ball could be fly very far, and that are the guys that could make some points for their teams, by the way. The strong build guys. And now Joe Malone has made their first strike against Marion Mosby, and that's her second strike against him. And here Shields also a very well placed pitcher like Max. Let's see if Marion Mosby is able to hit the spots. This time he has hit the spots. And the ground ball was on, and he has made it to the first base. And now we've had Addison in the batter's box against Joan Malone. Here comes the pitch. And she just missed the right bottom corner of the strike zone. Edison haven't even need to swing for that pitch. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And that is her third ball. If she makes another ball, Edison will get the whistle for the walk. But that was one. But that's not the case right now, because her pitch a few moments ago was one of her well-placed throws. Into the strike zone. Strike 2. Another well-placed throw from her in a row. Tough one to hit for Edison. One more strike and she will be out. But she's able to hit the spot of the pitch from Joe Malone. And Marion Mosby is now on the second base and Edison on the first base. Chance is coming up for the Boston Tiptons to put the first runs on the scoreboard. Now as Marcus Little is in the batter's box. And another well-placed throw from Joe Malone, strike 1 against Marcus Little. Here comes the second try, and yeah, Marcus Little haven't even need to swing for that, because he saw it that the throw gets not into the strike zone. That was another ball from her. Two one. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3, one more ball, and Marcus Little will get the whistle for the walk. This time he hits the spot. Ground ball is on. And but Marcus Little hasn't reached the first base, and that was a third out for the Boston Tiptons. And now we're beginning with a third inning. Max is on the mound against, I don't know exactly. The batter has hit the spot of Max, and let's see how far she can get. And she has already reached the third base. Good hit, and also a good run from her. And now the Seaford Warriors have a big opportunity to put the first run on the scoreboard. Now I've had Frank Bickle in the batter's box. If Frank Bickle hits the spot of the throws from Max, and that's the case, ground ball is on. But the runner on the third base has made the run. 1-0 lead for the Seaford Warriors. And it was a female player. I didn't know the name already. I didn't know the name, honestly. Has bring her team up in front by 1-1 to 0. And that was the first. And Joe Malone fouls off the ball to the left. And now here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that's the second strikeout in the game against Joan Malone. You can see very good movement on the pitch, and the very well placed throw into the strike zone. No chance for Joe Malone. Now I've had Wendy Plotsky in the batter's box. And Wendy Plotsky has hit the spot of a throw from Max, but easy catch for the right field of the Seaford Warriors. And that was a It was the first part of the third inning, and now it's a turn of the Boston Tiptons on. Turn for the Boston Tiptons on the bat, and Joe Malone is the pitcher on the mound. Here comes the delivery. Max falls off the ball to the left. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and this time Max has hit the spot. The fly ball bounces off to the ground, and Max is now on the first base. Sorry, the ball bounced off to the ground. Fly ball bounced off to the ground, and Max is now already on the first base. Now for George Forgis against Joe Malone. Here comes the pitch, and Joe Malone has to put the pitches a little bit higher in order to get the ball in the strike zone. And now she has missed the strike zone on the left side, and this time on the right side. One more ball, and the batter got the whistle for the walk. Yes, hit the spot, but that would be an easy one to catch for the left fielder. And Max is still on the first base. And now we've had Skippy in the batter's box against Joe Malone, and good move on the two-seam fastball, but she just missed the right bottom corner of the strike zone. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. This time her throw went too low. Sometimes she has to put the pitches a little bit higher in order to get the ball in the strike zone, and yeah, Skippy has watched that go by. And this time she nailed the ball into the strike zone. 3-1. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and that was very well placed. And that was one of her well placed throws into the strike zone. 3-2. One more strike, and Skippy will be out. And now Skippy got the whistle for the walk, and that's the thing that you didn't want as a pitcher, because that is always a punishment for the pitcher, that the batter got the whistle for the walk. And yeah, like I said, the strike zone is the area between the elbow and the knee joint of the batter, and if you didn't able to get the ball into the strike zone, that would be a ball if the batter didn't swing for it. And if that's the case, and if that happens 4 times, you will get the whistle for a walk. The batter. And I meant the batter with that, of course. And now let's pay attention to the pitches of Joe Malone. That's the second ball, and now it's time for the 2-1 pitch. And that's another ball, 3-1. One more ball, and the batter got the whistle for the walk, but that's not the case right now. Tough one to hit for the batter. A well-placed pitch from Joe Malone. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and that's the second strikeout for Joe Malone in this game. And it was a very placed pitch in the right bottom corner of the strike zone. Tough one to hit for the batter and no chance. And now we've had Tailworm in the batter's box. He's the next one to give it a shot against Joan Malone. And it was another well-placed throw from her into the strike zone. Tough one to hit for the batter of the Boston Tiptons. But this time the batter is able to hit the spot of the pitch from Joe Malone, but it was an easy one for the left fielder to fielder of the Boston Tiptons. And now that's the end of the third inning, and the score is still 1-0 for the Seaford Warriors. And now we're beginning with the fourth inning. Max is on the mound against Kim Crawford. Here comes the delivery. Ground ball is on. Let's see how far she can get. And she didn't even make it to the first base. Now I've had Robert Wasabi in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. And Robert Wasabi falls off the ball to the right. And 1-0 pitch is still on. Ground ball is on, but what an effort from a shortstop of the Seaford Warriors to catch the ball, and due to his effort, the Boston Tiptons has made Robert Wasabi out. And now Claire will give it a shot against Max. And good movement of the efforts, but she just missed the right upper bottom corner of the strike zone. This time Claire is able to hit the spot, but the ball was fouled off to the right. Here comes another pitch, and Claire has hit the spot of her throw, and that would be the 2-0 lead for the Seaford Warriors, and maybe the 3-0 lead also for the Seaford Warriors. Great hit from Claire, and her hit got bounced off to the ground, and she and Claire and her two other teammates has used the advantage, and one of her teammates, has used the advantage and made 2 runs for the Seaford Warriors. Now the Seaford Warriors are in the lead, up by 3-0. Here comes the pitch from Max, and this time the ball gets fouled off to the left. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and the batter fouls another ball off. And now here comes the 0-2 pitch. Good movement on a two-seam fastball, but She has to put the pitches a little bit thrower in order to get make it a strike. And Taylor watches it go by. Two. And this time Taylor hits the spot. Flyborg bounced off to the ground. Let's see how far she can get. And she has reached the first base. Now we've had Julie in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. But the easy catch for the center fielder of the Boston Tiptons. She has hit literally her pitch directly in the glove of a center fielder from the Boston Tiptons. And that's the first strike from Max. Against the batter from the Seaford Warriors. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. One more strike and she will be out. And that's the first ball. She just missed the right bottom corner of the strike zone. Sorry, 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Right now. And she has hit. She has hit the spot directly on the pitcher. And yeah, that's the third out. It's finally the third out for the Seaford Warriors in the 4th inning, and now it's the turn of the Boston Tiptons on the bat. And now Joe Malone is the pitcher. Here comes the pitch. And Kirby Morris falls off the ball to the left. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 against Kirby Morris. And that's the first ball. Kirby Morris haven't even need to swing for that pitch. You see it. You've seen it. And now the 1-2 pitch is coming up right now. Another ball. Kirby Morris haven't even swing for that again. And it was easy to see that the ball wouldn't went into the strike zone. Here comes, and Kirby Morris is out. The third strikeout for Joe Malone in this game. Now I've had Marion Mosby in the batter's box against Joe Malone. Here comes the pitch. And Marion Mosby has hit the spot of the pitch from Joe Malone, but easy catch for the center fielder of the Seaford Warriors. And now Edison with a try against Joe Malone. Here comes the delivery. And yeah, Edison has hit a spot. But directly in the glove of the first baseman. And yeah, But what an effort from Kim Crawford with a baseball slide. He has caught the ball with a baseball slide and has made Edison out. And now the 5th inning will be started right now, and Max is on the mound. Strike 1 against Taylor. And this time Taylor hits the spot of a pitch from Max, but she falls off the ball to the right. And she falls another ball off to the right. And she fouls another ball off the right. 0-2 pitch is still on. Here comes the delivery. And it's a strikeout against Frank. And that's the 3rd strikeout in the game from Max in this game. Frank Bickle is out. Now I've had Joe Malone in the batter's box against Max. Pitcher against pitcher. Right now, that would be interesting. Here comes the delivery, and Joe Malone has hit the spot. Swung is on, and the fly ball, and easy catch of a easy catch for Marion Mosby, the center fielder of the Boston Tiptons. And now Wanda Flotsky will give it a try against Max in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. And Winnie Flotsky falls off the ball to the right. And Winnie Flotsky falls another ball to the right. And that's a 4th strikeout, the 2nd strikeout and the 2nd strikeout in the row in the 5th inning. And that's the 3rd out for the Seaford Warriors, and now it's the turn of the Boston Tiptons on the bat. And Marcus Little is the first one in the box in this inning. And here comes the pitch from Joan Malone, and it was easy to see that the pitch wouldn't get into the strike zone. 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch is coming up right now from Joe Malone. And I can't say it often enough, that was one of her well-placed throw in the strike zone. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is coming up right now. Yep, and Marcus Little haven't even need to swing for that, because in my mind it was easy to see that the ball wouldn't get into the strike zone. Now the 2-1 pitch is coming up right now. And that's the 2nd strike against him. 2-2, one more strike and Marcus Little will be out. And that's the case. And that's also the 4th strikeout from Joe Malone in the game. Another well-placed throw into the strike zone. No chance for Marcus Little, and a tough one to hit, of course. And now I've had Max in the batter's box against Joe Malone. Pitcher against pitcher again. Here comes the delivery, and Max has hit the spot, but directly into the arms of the 3rd baseman. That's PT, and that's the second out for the Boston Tiptons in the 5th inning. Now I've had George Forges in the batter's box. And now George Forges bounces off the pitch to the ground. Let's see how far he can get. And yeah. He wasn't fast enough to get on the first base. And that's the end of the 5th inning. The Warriors are in lead up by 3-0. And yeah. And now we were directly heading over to the last inning, and for the Boston Tiptons, and that would be mean for the Boston Tiptons that they have to make 3 runs to tie the game or 4 runs to win the game. And that's the first out for the Seaford Warriors. Whereas in the last inning, 2 more outs, and the Boston Tiptons will have the chance to make 3 runs, to make 3 or 4 runs in order to tie or to win this game. Now I've had Robert Wasabi in the batter's box against Max. And Robert Wasabi haven't even need to swing for that, because the pitch or her knuckleball went too low. Went too low. Now here comes the 1-0 pitch, and that's the first strike against Robert Wasabi in this inning. And now here comes the 1-0 pitch. Strike 2, 1 more pitch, and Robert Wasabi will be out. But it was a good movement on the knuckle curve, but she just missed the right bottom corner of the strike zone. 2-2, and now the 2-2 pitch is coming up right now from Max. Robert Wasabi has hit the spot, but Robert Wasabi has hit the ball right into the glove of a shortstop from the Boston Tiptons, and because of that it was easy to make Robert Wasabi out, and the Boston Tiptons have make 1 more out, and then the Tiptons will get the chance to make a comeback in the last inning. And that was the first strike against Claire, I think. 0-1, and the 0-1 pitch is coming up right now, and Claire fouls off the ball to the right. And that was her first ball. One, 2. Here comes the delivery. Ball 3, 1 more ball, and Claire will get the whistle for the walk. No, 2 more balls, and Claire will get the whistle for the walk, but she falls another ball off. And yeah, this time she has hit the spot, but the fly ball bounced off to the ground, and yeah, that was the third out for the Seaford Warriors in the 6th inning, and now the Boston Tiptons have the chance to tie or win this game, but They've made 3 or 4 runs. Let's see if they can do it. And that's the first ball from Joan Malone against Skippy. No, here comes the delivery for the 1-0 pitch. That was the first strike against Skippy. Tough one to hit for him. And a very placed throw into the strike zone. 1-1. And another ball from Joe Malone. Skippy haven't even need to swing. To swing for that pitch. 2-1. Strike 2, one more strike and Skippy will be out. That would not be good for the Boston Tiptons if Joe Malone makes the strike right now. Here comes the delivery. He drops down the pitch to the ground. Let's see how he can get. But his hit was not that strong enough, and it was and because of that, it was easy for the Seaford Warriors to make them out, and 2 more outs and the Seaford Warriors will win this game. The batters from Boston Tiptons have to make a good hit right now. Here comes a delivery from Joe Malone, but not like that. He falls off the ball to the right. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And that's the strike 2. One more strike and another batter from Boston Tiptons will be out, but it was easy to see that the pitch wouldn't get into the strike zone. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is coming up right now. Another ball from Joe Malone. And this time he has hit the spot of the pitch from Joe Malone, and the batter from the Boston Tiptons has reached the first base. He bounced off the pitch from Joe Malone to the ground, and by the way, the Boston Tiptons will need hits like that few moments ago in order to have a chance to tie or win this game. But now Joe Malone has made the first strike against the batter, and now the swung is on and the ground ball, and the Boston Tiptons have now the opportunity to put their first points on their scoreboard. And now we've had Kirby Morris in the batter's box. Kirby Morris fouls off the ball to the right. Strike 2, one more strike, and Kirby Morris will be out. And by the way, the Seaford Warriors has made a substitution on the pitching position. Milton Krupik is now in the pitching position, and Kirby Morris is out. The first strikeout for Milton Krupik. Sloan Jennings. The first strikeout for Sloan Jennings after a few minutes of play. Now I've had Marion Mosby. One more out, and the Seaford Warriors will win this game. That's a strike 1 against Marion Mosby. Marion Mosby have to hit the spot of the pitches from Sloan Jennings. Marion Mosby is definitely under pressure right now. And that's a strike 2. Very well placed throw from Sloan Jennings. And now Marion Mosby must hit the spot of throw from Sloan Jennings right now. Here comes the delivery! And Marion Mosby is out, and that is finally the victory for the Seaford Warriors. And with that win, ladies and gentlemen, with that victory, the Seaford Warriors will have the chance to kick off the Boston Tiptons from their second place in the stats. If the Seaford Warriors will win the game with a goal difference of 2 goals. 2 runs, sorry, 2 goals. What am I talking about? And yeah, congratulations for the Seaford Warriors. Yeah, they have deserved the win. They didn't let anything happen against the Boston Tiptons, so yeah, congratulations for the victory to them. And last but not least, I will put the stats right here in the video. Here they come, and if you're interested in it, you have to stop the video at this point. Take care and goodbye.